AT&T calls out a, quote, malicious hack, while the hackers themselves say that the phone giant was, quote, dishonest. It's the latest in the iPhone story, the iPad saga. I'm sorry. Welcome to Digits. I'm Simon Constable. We'll have all that on the iPad and a whole lot more. Joining me today, we have Julia Angwin and Spencer Onte. Let's start with you, Spencer. What AT&T said? Remind us, they said this yesterday in a letter. Before we get to what the
the war of words between AT&T and Goatse Security, the firm that disclosed the security breach, has escalated. Yesterday, AT&T sent a letter to the owners of the iPad who had their emails disclosed, saying that
it was malicious, right?
Quote, it was done by unauthorized computer hackers maliciously exploiting this function on the AT&T website. And they also said that they took swift action to take care of it as soon as possible. This morning, Goatse fired back.
Yeah, that's the company that's admitted responsibility for hacking.
Correct. They took responsibility for the hack, claiming it was a public service to disclose a hole in AT&T's website. And Goatse said that, quote, AT&T is being dishonest about the potential for harm over these security holes. And secondly, they're also criticizing AT&T for not acting quickly enough to patch the hole.
And in fact, what they seem to be saying, Julia, is that AT&T wouldn't have disclosed this and wouldn't have patched this if it wasn't for Goatse. What do you make of that? Do you like that?
Well, it seems like Goatse is trying really hard to make sure that they seem like a legitimate company instead of a bunch of hackers. But they did say in their letter that they never went to AT&T. They went to other third parties who then notified AT&T, and then their claim is AT&T didn't act fast enough.
So do you think the claim is kind of bogus, or
well,
suddenly got shaky?
It seems like an absurd defense to me. What do you think?
I think it is a little bit concerning that they did not contact the company directly. We don't know who they work with to contact the company. We don't know exactly when that contact was made. They claim it was made Sunday night, I believe. So there was about 2 days that transpired before the hole was patched, which is actually a pretty quick response in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But when it's a high-profile company, a high-profile new product, some people could say that they didn't act quickly enough. There's a whole different range of responses companies can take. Some companies leave security holes unpatched for months.
Okay, so
years,
relative to others,
sometimes.
And years.
relative to others, this was quite a fast patch, but relative to what Goatse wanted, this was pretty slow. That's what they're saying.
Well, it seems like Goatse wanted the publicity. I mean, let's be clear about what Goatse wanted
Well, it's
here.
quite common for these companies, like we said last week, to drum up publicity for their business through disclosing these security holes. But what's happening now is that, as you've seen with other potential legal battles, this battle is being now fought out in the court of public opinion. AT&T is trying to defend itself against criticism that it didn't act quickly enough, it didn't do the right thing, and so this is going to continue to play out in the media.
And one thing, before we wrap this up, AT&T says stay alert for phishing scams. If you get emails asking for your personal data, be very careful before you give it over. Anyway, thank you, Spencer Onte.